The Circle of Light. The circle of light is you and me. It's where we can feel safe to be. The shame, the shadows can fall away. We question our thoughts. We change the way. When we change the way we see the world, we change the way we are. Good morning, good morning. I'm Bernadette Petrie, the Soul's Life Coach, and this is the Circle of Light. So welcome. Let me know who you are and where you are this morning. We'll spend a few minutes just hanging out, saying hello, and the actual live session will get going probably closer to quarter to the hour. Good morning, Kelly Clark. Mwah. Oh, thank you for being here, sweetheart. So how are you feeling today, everybody? Anyone else got the longest hair ever? I'm like Rapunzel. Look how long my hair is. Oh, I just washed it after a week. So, washed it for you guys. Good morning, Sarah. Good morning, Fiona. Oh, wow. Oh, thank you, Jeff and Kyle. Thank you. Are they going to be watching too? I hope so. So this is so cool. Let me know if you can hear me okay. Oh, I'll just turn my volume up. It was very low. Decided that the little microphone that I thought was needed actually doesn't make any difference whatsoever. And shout out for the song that I'm playing just now. Check her out on iTunes, Sarah McLachlan. The song is called Angel. So I will list at the end all the artists that feature in the session. But yeah, it's a beautiful song, and you guys that come to Circle will be familiar with it already. Oh, good morning, Fiona. Good morning. Oh, so beautiful to have you here. So whilst we wait on people to come, we will pick some cards, and then I can repeat them when everyone's here. So just a reminder, the reason we pull these cards is that maybe one of the thoughts will anchor in, and it could be something that you just can help you during the meditation to come out of your head and back into your body. So let's see what the cards have got to say for us this morning. And I have no particular reason why I pulled 5. It's just obviously I can't pull for as many as people are constantly coming in, so I just decided 5 felt like a good number. That's what we'll do this morning. So you will need some pen and paper again this morning, and I hope you have your candle lit. You know, lighting and acknowledging that you are the light of the world. So I hope you have that lit. Sarah will keep me on my toes. Okay, let's see what the cards say. Card number 1. Oops. This is my own. What is effortless to you is priceless to somebody else. So that's a reminder for me as I leave this session probably. But remember, maybe when you're in your sanctuary this morning, you can ask that question of your inner wisdom. You know, if you're struggling to know what it is that's effortless to you, you might be reunited with that child part of yourself, or that part of yourself from another lifetime. We're going to be talking about other lifetimes this morning, that does something so effortlessly that you aren't even aware of. So really tune into that as one of them. What is effortless to you is priceless to somebody else. Jen Dunn is watching. Good morning. Well done. Jen Parrott. Oh, good morning. Good morning. Jen, let us know where you are, because I'm not sure where you are. I know where Jen is. I know where everybody else is. But let us know where you are. Give a shout out where you are. Card number 2 that we'll be using this morning. Celebrate your uniqueness every single day. Celebrate your uniqueness every single day. And again, these cards are really steering me, because obviously the Circle of Light is a place where we sit and we acknowledge our shame and our shadow. But I also want you to, when you're in the sanctuary, remember the parts of you that are so unique and so beautiful and so pure. And again, these are, you know, questions for you to be asking when you're in the sanctuary, and I'll guide you with that. I think that feels quite fun too, that we'll use those questions when we're in our inner sanctuary as well. Haddington, nice. Oh, wonderful. Good morning, good morning. Card number 3. Ain't that the truth? Make peace with who you are. That's what we'll be doing in the sanctuary this morning, making peace with who you are. Love that one. Okay, 2 more. Card number 4. That's what we're doing. You step into your light, so that you step into the dark so that your light can shine. So don't be afraid this morning of the journey that I'll take you into your own inner sanctuary. And there will be parts of it that will feel shadowy and dark, but we step into that part of our psyche so that our light can shine. So that's okay. Remember that too. Finally. Fabulous. God, whoever made these cards? You are your own North Star. You are your own North Star. And that's what, I'm just going to turn this off for a second. That's a really important thing to remember. If there's nothing else that you take away from this morning, please remember this. You are your own North Star. You are your own soul's life coach. Okay? The reason I call myself the soul's life coach, I probably didn't fully understand it, and it's becoming clearer and clearer as this lockdown period and everything else that's been going on with me has become clear. It's like the soul's life coach, because the soul doesn't know the difference between whether it's had, you know, can't separate different lives. I'm going into the deep end here. So if it's not been your first rodeo, and I doubt for many of us it has been, what you experienced in other lives, in other incarnations on the earth, your soul blends it all into one. So you need to coach your soul in this lifetime to remember to be who you are right now, the person that you are today, and why you're this person today is so important, and that you can lean in to all of the experiences and gifts and stuff, other many journeys before. But ultimately, you are your own North Star. So that internal wisdom, that inner guidance, that inner whisper is what we want to be tuning into. Okay, so we've got 5 beautiful cards. What is effortless to you is priceless to somebody else. Celebrate your uniqueness every single day. Make peace with who you are. You step into your dark so that your light can shine. And you are your own North Star. So if you just stayed in the shiny spot, if we just stayed at source, if we just stayed on what people call the causal plane, we would just experience light. So we wouldn't know anything about or anything else. We would just all be in light. So in order for us to really experience who we are, we have to come to a place where everything's a bit darker. And that's what we call Earth School. So we come to Earth so that we can really experience and remember the truth of who we are, when we're not on the physical plane. And actually, from our soul's point of view, that is the best way of experiencing joy ever, is to come onto this earth and experience the physical reality, to feel everything. So there we go. Una McCune is watching. Hello, are you going to stay with us for this session? Okay, so we've got 9 people. I can see we've got 9 people live, which is just awesome. 10 now. So just to give you the heads up, and Mandy Abbott, hello my love. So Una is in Northern Ireland. Mandy, where are you this morning? I'm not sure if you're over in the West Coast or East Coast. We've got West Coasters, East Coasters. We look like we're pretty much Scotland today, and Northern Ireland, which is pretty cool. But we are going to be running till 11:30. So I invite you to stay for the whole time if you can. If you can't, I send you off now with so much love. And you can watch the replay later, because once the session's finished, it'll load up onto Facebook Live, and then I'll also be uploading it onto the YouTube channel. So actually that reminds me of a few housekeeping things. So I would love for you to share this. I would love for you to share this if this works for you and you get something out of this and you feel a shift or a change or whatever, please share it. You know, people need to know of these things from other people. Word of mouth is very powerful, and I would love people to be able to experience what it's like to work with me in this way. Marie Martin, hello from Edinburgh. Hi, Marie-Anne. Oh, hello, hello, hello. Sorry, I read that back to front there because I knew an Anne-Marie. Marie-Anne, welcome. So I'd love you to share it if you feel if that resonates. I'd love for you to subscribe to, make sure you're fully subscribed to the Barefoot Sanctuary page, to the Bernadette Petrie, the Soul's Life Coach page, and to the Bernadette Petrie YouTube channel, which will morph and change and become the Barefoot Sanctuary YouTube channel as such. With, you know, we're going to combine the whole two together ultimately, but that's where you can find lots of interviews that I've done. You can find all the Circle of Light former sessions. You can find loads of barefoot talks that we recorded over the last 4 years, which will make even more sense now in this time when everyone's been forced to pause. Lisa McClure is watching. Oh, how wonderful, how wonderful. So yeah, please share it for your personal use this morning. I would love it if you lit a candle for yourself. If you had a pen and paper to hand, that would be really great. Make sure you're fully comfortable. If you have headphones, grab them, pop them in, because for most of this session your eyes will be closed. No one can see you. You just make sure you're very comfortable at home. Sitting down, cross-legged, lying down is great. We want to imagine ourselves a lot of the time sitting in a big circle, connecting, and you want to imagine that sort of togetherness. So that's what we're going to be doing. Oh, share to my private Facebook group. Oh, thank you, Marianne. That's so sweet. That's so sweet. So yeah, just make sure you're fully comfortable and don't be afraid to share it. The card decks that I've pulled are available. If you want to have your own card deck, you can order these from my website. You can't order them anywhere else. You have to order them through the website because we do them by stock. But an order is just going in, so we'll be able to get those to you. And obviously, if you haven't read my book, please do so, because so much of what I cover in the session is also repeated in the book, and that's Permission to Shine. I could hold a copy up, would be helpful, I suppose. Permission to Shine in 60 Thoughts, and I have started to write book number 2, and I'm getting really excited now about what that's all about. So all of this is helping. Okay, so I think we're going to start and open up with a couple of sort of prayer poems. And as I say, we'll be here till past. So just make sure you're really comfortable. I just want to check where I'm at. Now, as we open a prayer, once we open with this prayer, I will invite you to post up or share, you know, what your intentions are in it. Actually, we'll do that first. So if anyone wants to share their intentions or an emotion that they're feeling or that's been carried around, either write it down on a piece of paper right now, a thought that's been constantly, you know, weighing you down all week, or if it's the opposite, if you've come to the circle with a real sense of lightness, please share that or write that down. And yeah, that would be really cool. For me personally, gosh, it's been an incredible week of recovering from an operation which puts you into general anesthesia, and you know, I'm probably a bit sick really, but I find it all such an interesting experience. You know, I'm kind of just like seeing it all as being able to experience something, and I feel very lucky, by the way, that it's nothing. It's, you know, it's not really bad. I can handle it. So I always remember being told at the Priory by someone, you're only given in this life what you can handle. So that's always kind of helps me to sort of go into any situation now as well, because if I'm in it, it means I've got the resources inside me to handle it. But for most of the week, I've been sort of lying, feeling very unenthusiastic about doing anything. I certainly didn't look like this I was kind of flat, kind of just meh, and lots of different emotions were coming up. I've been doing a lot of reading about past lives and reincarnation, and finding that incredibly it's starting to, you can feel everything sort of whirring and ticking and coming in, which is why I was talking about understanding now why I call myself the soul's life coach, because the soul needs a coach to get through, to help that soul realize that we're in this life. We are these people now. We're not the people that we were in the past. We don't have to be afraid of the stuff that happened to us in the past. We are here now. And one of my past life fears is a fear of rejection. And actually one of the ways that I overcome that in this life, which I avoided for so long, is by doing things like this. By anyone who knows me from when I was much younger, I wouldn't have ever wanted or had the courage to put myself in a place where I would have been, on stage or in a platform like this. But this, I know, is what I have to do, and I also know that it's what I want to do deep down. But it was the fear of being rejected was so strong from former lives that I kind of prevented myself from doing it. And how I overcome that is by doing it and proving to my soul that it's safe, that I'm not going to get burned at the stake, that I'm not going to get my head chopped off, and all of that, and just to feel the fear and do it anyway. So I'm rambling. It's all good. Okay, so if everyone has written down something, if you don't want to put anything in, just know that whatever emotions you've been feeling today, that's really important, or you've been feeling throughout the whole week, are so important and so necessary for this work this morning. It's like the alchemy, so just scribble down anything that feels relevant or whatever, but we will be doing some written work. So let's start by the opening intention. Take a deep breath. Connect into this body in this time. It is the 10th of May, 2020. You are here now. You are who you are now. And you are exactly where you're meant to be. The circle of light. The circle of light is you and me. It's a place where we can be safe to be. The shame, the shadows, they fall away. We question our thoughts. We change the way. When we change the way we see the world, we change the way we are. And it's about us being who we are right now. Owning it, embracing it, allowing it. Stepping out of the limitations of it. Okay. So let's remember the opening prayer. Take another deep breath. Have your pen and paper to hand. Oh, it is my intention to accept myself. Thank you. Thank you, June. That's beautiful. Let go of labels. Let go of shame. Let go of blame. Trust in the bigger picture. Trust in more than the eye can see. Trust that what's real is possibly right now invisible to thee. Let your heart open. Let your guard fall. Let me help you to remember to cherish it all. Let yourself return to the love that is true. Let me help you to remember that love is you. So taking a deep breath, I want you to just with a pen and paper, write down any labels at all, any limiting labels that are running around in your subconscious. Just ask your inner critic to give those labels to you right now. So write down any labels that are limiting that you use to describe yourself. Okay? take a deep breath. Realize all of the labels, and these are emotional labels often that you're using. You know, I'm tired, I'm lost, I'm afraid. Just any limiting labels that have been whirring around in your conscious for the last 7 days or the last couple of weeks. Just allow yourself to write them down. So writing down the limiting labels that you can now be free to let go of. Number 2. Welcome, Claire Gordon. I want you to write down something that you still, now take a deep breath for this one, something that you still feel ashamed about. And something will pop up. Just trust it. And just take a deep breath. And something you've been carrying around, if this a shame of a sack you've been carrying around, just write that down now. And now, number 3, slightly different from what we've done before. I want you to write down the age or version of you that you still blame for something. Now, if you want to put somebody else's name down too, that's fine. If you still blame somebody for something and it's still eating you up a bit, write their name down too. But also, additionally to that, write down, maybe flick back in your mind, in your time, a version of you, the age of you, where you still blame yourself for whatever, anything. But you just, when you sort of, that being your own worst enemy sort of thing. So write down the age of yourself or a stage in your life. A snapshot will come into your mind, a period of time where maybe something went wrong and that you regret it and you're beating yourself up about it. You're blaming yourself for something that happened. I want you to write that down. You can write a couple if they come up. There'll probably be a theme there. Now, with those 3 things, take a deep breath. These are your shames and your shadows. These are your blames. In the presence of the light of who you are right now, you allow them to dissolve. You let them go. You shred them. They are exposed in the light of day as being falsehoods. They are not who you are. They are not what you're about. They are not necessary for you to carry around anymore. But they were inside of you, and now they're outside of you. And you acknowledge the pain. You acknowledge the shame. You acknowledge the blame. But you set yourself free from it right now. This version of you right now is free from that burden. They go into the bin. They go into the fire. Whatever you need to do with them, that's what they do. I'm putting mine down here. Okay. So I'm noticing that some people have joined. Welcome, welcome, my loves. And we have started. So if you feel you can come in now, please do. But if not, you can go back and watch the earliest part. We will be starting the meditation just now. So the 5 thoughts that we're going to carry into our meditation. So let me know how you're feeling. For those that have done that exercise, if you want to share now how you're feeling having done that, please do. If you have any questions, this is the time to ask. Once we shift out of this in a few moments' time, there won't be any interaction. You will be totally You won't need to answer anything. I won't be asking you to write anything down. It'll be an internal journey that you're doing until we get to the very end, and then you can share. But if anybody has anything they want to share just now, please do, or anything they want to ask before we go in. Otherwise, just give me a thumbs up, anyone? If one's ready, we're all ready. Perfect. Okay. So, there we go. Wonderful. Okay, guys, so take a deep breath. Hope you feel lighter. The time is now coming up to 5:02. We'll be in the sanctuary for 30 minutes. We're going to travel to your very own inner sanctuary. And this is an exercise that I learned to do 6 years ago when I went to spend time at Lendrick Lodge, which is a beautiful place in north of Stirlingshire. And I've adapted it and used it many, many, many times. And yeah, so it's a very powerful exercise, I feel. And we're going to, again, adapt it slightly differently today. So what I want you to do, for those of you who have never done this exercise with me before, make sure you're fully comfortable. Make sure that if you would need to, put headphones on. Allow your imagination to just take you. You know, trust that you have within you an imagination and a building already created. So we're going to be going to like your safe space. It'll be a physical building in your imagination, and we're going to be taking you into that place. So just allow, you know, me, with what I guide you to create whatever. Don't judge what the building looks like. What I must say to you though is that this building is a safe space, and it has everything you ever need there. It is the sort of the home of your soul, if you like. So it's where we'll be able to sit and do some serious inner work. So don't judge what it looks like or where it turns out to be. Okay. So now I'm going to invite you to close your eyes. I'll be closing my eyes down for quite a lot of this, so I won't be responding to any comments or welcoming anybody else into the circle. So for those that are watching this on a replay, just go back to the beginning. Okay, so take a deep breath. Breathe in all of who you are right now. Feel your physical body. Feel your hands, feel your feet, touch your face. You're physically right here, you're in your room. And we have people spread out all across Scotland and in Ireland and further away. The people will be watching this later from all corners. So I want you to imagine now and see a connection of souls around the planet, sitting at this time, taking a journey to their inner sanctuary. So bring your attention to your feet. Bring your attention to your ankles. Feel the awareness, your conscious awareness. And it's your full consciousness that is able to focus in and be present now. So become aware of each part of your body. Your ankles, your shins, your knees, your thighs, your stomach. Take a deep breath, relax your belly, allow it to relax. Like a baby, breathe in. Let your awareness move up into your chest. Feel your heart, your beautiful, beautiful heart. The home of your intuition is in your heart. This is where decisions need to be led from. Tuning in and working with the mind. steering it, guiding it. Feel your heart. Allow your awareness to move up into your throat, onto your face, your chin, your nose, your cheeks, your eyes, your forehead, the top of your head. Feel your shoulders relax. Feel every single spine in your vertebrae relax. Allow yourself to be here now. Become aware of the sensation moving down your legs again, right down to the soles of your feet. Become aware of your fingertips. Feel the energy that you are, the aliveness that you are. Feel it pulsing, the I amness pulsing through your hands. Now, as again, I want you to imagine and see yourself sitting here in your home. And I invite you now to step with your awareness out of your body so that you can go on a mind journey with me. So feel yourself stepping out of your body, turn around and have a look at your human self sitting here. Know that you will be there safely, and you will reconnect with each other, and you will bring back to this human body new knowledge, new awareness, a bigger capacity to love yourself. So I want you to imagine that you're reaching out and you're touching your cheek. Maybe give yourself a kiss on the head. And turn away from your body. And as you do so, a beautiful golden archway, like a portal, just like you see in the movies, appears in front of you. And I invite you to step through it. Step through the portal. And as you walk through the archway, I want you to imagine that you see all sorts of incredible planetary images. You're walking through a corridor of awareness, a corridor of magic, a mysterious corridor. And now when you step through to the other side, you find yourself stepping onto a beautiful grassy plain. And there in front of you are many other beings of light who have stepped through the same similar archways. And together you form the circle of light. And feel a swelling in your heart and your chest, and feel a smile on your face as you become aware of how many human souls are willing to do this courageous journey, to be the change that this world needs. And as a circle now, you all sit down together. And you feel to the left and to the right. You feel each other's nervousness, excitement. You feel the light, you feel the dark. You are in this together. Across from you, you sense maybe an energy that maybe feels that you don't want to get too close to. Maybe you see something you don't like in somebody else. Acknowledge it. That is you over there. That is a part of you that you are seeing. Acknowledge it. Remember it. Remember the feeling that you have, and bring that into the sanctuary with you. So together we make a commitment to go on into our own inner sanctuaries, into another universe, your own universe, your own sanctuary, where you will step into the shadows and you will own the light of who you are. So now I ask you, in this circle, you imagine that you're all standing on your feet one by one. We're all standing on our feet. And ahead of us now appears, in the center of the circle, another vortex archway. One for every single one of us. And we have the invitation now to step towards it. To step into the heart of the circle. And as you step into it, again, you feel yourself walking along a timeline, a corridor into the unknown. And you feel lots of different emotions bubbling up. And allow yourself to step out onto the grassy plain of your own making. This time when you step out, you are entirely on your own. You're on your own hero's journey, if you like. So pay attention to what it feels like beneath your feet. Pay attention to the smells and the sounds, the temperature, the climate. It's exactly what you need right now. And now ahead of you, you see a pathway. You can see almost this pathway because you have been here many times before in your imagination. You have walked this path many, many times. So allow your feet now to follow it. Paying attention to the feel in your body as you go. And ahead of you now, you start to see a building. Your own sanctuary, a place designed entirely by you, for you, a safe place for you to be. A place that reveals your true beauty of your soul. A place made up of many lifetimes of travel as a soul on the human plane. Don't be surprised at the architecture that you choose for your building. It is made up of all of your lifetime's memories. So pay attention to the shape of the doorway, the handle, the feel, the weight, and allow your hand to go onto the handle. Taking another deep breath and step inside your own sanctuary and close the door behind you. Now the sanctuary makes more sense to you when you realize that you have lived so many lives. And like a magpie picking things up, you have created and collected a space that reflects all of who you have been, all of who you are, and all of who you will be. So allow yourself to step away from the door, breathe in this sanctuary, Look up to the ceiling. Look around the perimeter walls, noticing the shape, noticing if it's got windows, what kind of windows it has. Breathe it all in. Pay attention to what the floor is made of. It's exactly what you need. It's exactly where you feel most at home. And now allow yourself to move away from the doorway. Become aware of a space in the center of your sanctuary, a circular space, a healing space, and allow yourself to move into it. And allow yourself to sit now, fully comfortable. If you feel cold, there's a blanket there. If you feel warm, the windows are open. And you feel a cooling breeze, whatever you need right now. Maybe there's a fire, maybe there's not. Just know that whatever you feel like is right there. And allow yourself to sit now. And as you sit in the center of the circle, become aware of a lightness in your body. Maybe you become aware of a strong feeling of acceptance and love. And your whole body relaxes. And you don't have to wear any of the masks that you've been wearing day in, day out. Feel a collective sigh in every single cell of your body as you relax. And allow yourself, if you need to lie down, to curl up. Notice what your body wants to do. You are witnessing yourself always. Watching yourself in your own imagination. To pay attention to how this image of you chooses to be. And whatever position you see yourself taking, notice that you are also the one that is maybe putting the blanket over yourself, or giving yourself a cooling shawl, or opening the windows. You are able to separate from this version of you even more, so that you can get this version of you whatever they are needing. So pay attention to what you feel called to do for this being, this human who has come for sanctuary, who needs your love. And just spend a few precious moments tending to this human that you are. Seeing what is really going on. And taking responsibility for looking after this you, this human you. And just see yourself tending to yourself in the most beautiful, loving way possible. And I start to see that human self. See her heart swelling as she receives this love and tenderness. And allow yourself to feel the emotions that she's feeling. We all crave to be loved. We all crave to be cherished for just who we are. But the thing is that the only love that really hits home with lasting effect is the love that we give to ourselves. Witness this beautiful act of loving tenderness. See yourselves together now, side by side. How easy it is to genuinely love yourself when you see the vulnerability that you hide from the world being exposed. And now I want you to become aware of other people in the circle, other versions of you sitting on the edges of the circle, in the corners of your sanctuary. And I want you to step out of the circle and go to each of the corners, one by one. Bend down and reach your hand and your heart out to that version of you that is hiding in the shadows. And spend a few moments now bringing each one by one, back into the circle. Remember, what is effortless to you is priceless to somebody else. And right now, that somebody else is an older part of you from this lifetime, from your childhood maybe, or maybe from a past experience on earth. With your heart wide open, step into the shadows and see who needs your love. In this moment, you have a unique gift. A unique gift. And you celebrate it by acting on it. So in the next shadow of your sanctuary, reach out. Step into the darkness and bring another part of you back into the light. Help the part of your soul that is stuck in the past come into the center and be with you now. And as you do so, remember a part of yourself as a child, something, the uniqueness of who you are being activated and remembered. What did you find it easy to do as a child? Allow yourself to be that light. And as you step into the shadows, the light emerges and the shadow is gone. I invite you to make peace with who you are. And in a corner of your sanctuary, you step towards it and you see a mirror. I invite you to sit down and look into that mirror. Make peace with who you are, dear one, with who you are right now. So all the emotions that you've been feeling this week are revealed in the shadows. All the emotions on that piece of paper were revealed in those shadows. So taking one final circular walk around your sanctuary, make sure that no one is left alone in the shadows. Step into them so that they can see the light of who you are truly. And let them be reunited with you once again. Now as you look around your sanctuary, the circle is full. So many different parts of you. Some different incarnations of you. The light and the dark. The old and the young. The male and the female. The rich and the poor, the healthy and the ill. All parts of your psyche. All parts of your soul's journey. And as you own and make peace with all of who you are, when you hold hands with all parts of who you have been and who you have denied being, the light becomes brighter. You feel the circle shifting and changing. And one by one, these parts of you change and burn brightly as bright lights of awareness, beings of light on a human journey. And at the center of this circle, sit yourself as you are today. And placing the full hand of awareness, the truth of who you are, is a light of awareness that's so bright you have to close your eyes even tighter because the bright is so light around you now. And then you feel that light inviting you to open your eyes and own the light of who you are. In your mind's eye, open your eyes. Feel the power of this circle, this healing circle in your sanctuary. Feel the truth that you are the light of the world. Allow that light to flood every single neural pathway in your mind with a new awareness of your divinity. A sacred being on a beautiful, challenging, one-of-a-kind human journey. And feel the healing effects of knowing that you are here now and that your soul being relieved to know that they are in a new lifetime. They have evolved and grown to be you. And one by one, those parts of you from the past set you free. They step into your body right now, one by one, surrendering their old lifetimes, surrendering their fears and their doubts, and giving with you, as they do, a gift of knowledge that you can use in this. One by one, all parts of you surrender to who you are now. And you are free from the past. You are free to be you. You are your own North Star. You are your guiding light. You and you alone. You and all the versions of you that came before are now inside of you, cheering you all the way. And now I want you to imagine this light growing and growing within you and around you. It engulfs your body, it engulfs the circle in the sanctuary, it engulfs the sanctuary, so that you once now see that you are the light of awareness and your sanctuary resides deep inside your psyche. And you are back in the circle with all the other beings of light that went on their soul's journey. And this time you are giants sitting in a plane on the universe. You feel that unlimited capacity. You feel how huge you are as a being of light. Own it. So now in this circle with these beautiful human beings of light on a very human journey, with a remembrance of who you are, you step back up onto your feet. Become aware that the person across from you in the circle that maybe you felt a repulsion to is now right by your side, and you are holding their hands so tightly. You have changed and grown on this journey. And you are ever connected. Now it is time for you to step back through the vortex to say goodbye to your brothers and sisters in this circle. And step through the vortex back into your own home, where you see your human self now sitting. And you allow yourself to step into this body. And as you do, I invite you to hug yourself so tightly. Be here now. I invite you to wiggle your fingertips, stretch your arms up to the sky. And when you are ready, open your eyes. Welcome back to being you. And I hope that you give yourself time to celebrate all of who you've remembered you are. Own all of the gifts and the wisdom that you have reclaimed. And be so gentle with yourself the rest of the day. That is huge, huge work. Drink plenty of water and do make sure you get to have a chance of being barefoot. That's what I'm going to be doing as soon as I've finished here with you. I'm going to go out into my garden in my bare feet and just claim all of who I am right now. Let me know how you're feeling for those that have been with me from the beginning. And for those of you, I open my eyes there and I see other people now have joined in. Beautiful, beautiful souls. So do go back if you can later and do the whole thing if you missed anything at the start. Or if you feel full enough, you can go back at another time. But thank you for being part of the Circle of Light. And yeah, anyone let me know how you're doing. Hello everybody. If anyone's any questions. That was a bit of a trip, huh? So make sure you drink plenty of water. And oh, who's that now? Anyone want to share how they got on? Any ages or stages or past lives that you encountered in the shadows of the sanctuary? Or maybe it was even just emotions. Whatever you felt was powerful. So don't judge what happened to you in there. It's exactly as it was needed to be, and you can return to this at any time and trust yourself to do whatever feels right for you at the time. Just want to, if you've enjoyed this, please do share it on your timeline, because you just don't know who it is that needs you to point them in the direction of being able to heal a part of themselves. I am okay. Oh. Oh, let's see. I'm seeing what it's in there. Oh my goodness, I've shared it. Wow, that's amazing. Thank you, Amanda. That's incredible. Yeah, so do give yourself the chance to do the entire piece. We ran over a bit there, but it's probably, the actual whole thing is 35-40 minutes of the meditation. I always seem to end up on the beach in North Berwick, just what my soul was needing. It was intense. I needed that acceptance of all parts of me. How wonderful. I know it's like so many parts of us we have judged, and it's amazing. Thank you guys so much for sharing that. Yeah, never be surprised where you end up. Just for my sanctuary, I've not shared this before, but my sanctuary is circular, and the windows are high up around, and they're like stained glass windows, but on the ground it's all sand. It's sand. I can't get away from the stuff. It just constantly needs to be on the sand, so that's really cool. And there's other layers to our sanctuary. So next week I'm going to go a bit deeper in the journey, because your sanctuary does have a basement, and we're going to be looking at what's in the basement of your sanctuary next week. So just for anyone that is interested, just to let you know, obviously the cards you can get from the website barefootambition.co.uk. It'll take a week or two for them to be delivered, because we've got a production. We'll need to do a production. The books are available on Waterstones and on Amazon. I don't have stock here, so it's definitely better for you to buy them online until shops open again. And please do subscribe to the Bernadette Petrie YouTube channel. I would love for that to get a bit more traction. That's where all the circles go, as well as being on the Facebook Live thing. But there's also so much other wonderful stuff on there, barefoot talks and interviews, and yeah, I just would love to sort of see a bit more engagement on that channel. I am doing one-to-one sessions. Some of you have been asking, am I doing one-to-one sessions? I am. I work on the phone. It's something before lockdown, before COVID, before everything, it is something that I've been wanting to do much more of. I love working on the phone with people. People are in their own homes, they are safe, they have everything around them, and it's very powerful, the work that happens in that capacity. And it means I can work with people who aren't in North Berwick. So I've been working with some clients at distance for a while, and I do have room to take on, I've got room to take on 3 new clients starting from not this week, next week. So if you are interested and you do want one-to-one coaching, do send me a message or go to the website and fill out the coaching inquiry form. And I do have sessions, and the sessions last 90 minutes, and it's really good stuff. I'm also working on my new online program. I've been working on this for a couple of years, and I'm saying it now because it makes me have to do it, because I need deadlines. But in September I am launching Barefoot School, and that is a coaching journey for the soul, particularly to work with the inner child. So that's going to be launching in September as an online program. So if you're interested in that and want to know more, or just want to, just let me know who is interested in taking part. It will be a 6-week course, and you'll be doing the work in modules, and there will be weekly webinars, and you can be doing it anywhere in the world. So that's called Barefoot School, and as the name suggests, you will be barefoot a lot. so that's hopefully that'll be in September, when hopefully a lot of the lockdown limitations will enable people to be able to go more and more into nature. So there you go. I will be back next week, next Sunday, and I'll be back on Instagram from Monday, reading chapters from my book. And my book will be one next Saturday. It will be one. It's its birthday next Saturday. So that's cool. So I'm going to be celebrating that next Saturday at some point. I'll do something on Facebook next Saturday as well to celebrate the birthday of the book, Permission to Shine. So yeah, it's ready. It's now ready to even go further in the world if you want to share that. Fiona, let's see what you said. Lester's watching. Hi, Lester. Fiona, I needed to find what is effortless to me and priceless to somebody else. This has helped me to remember what drives me, who I really am underneath the day to day. Mwah! I'm so glad you did. Yeah, what is effortless to you is so priceless to somebody else. And it's so hard sometimes to remember what that is. So you need to go in and do the inquiry and really pay attention to what you used to do as a little kid, and what your dear friends and can help you with that, and or sometimes they're a bit too close to see it. So it's like strangers sometimes that you've just met can actually give you a bigger insight as to what's effortless. So yeah, Fiona, would you like to share what it is that's effortless and priceless to you, my love? Because that would be really powerful if you did. because it's like own it. Let's see if you're going to share. You can message me separately, don't feel under any pressure, but it's Fiona, for those that are watching, is one of my beautiful, she's one of the practitioners at the Barefoot Sanctuary. She is a holistic massage therapist who did the massage on me the day before I discovered the lump. So, and she was trusting her intuition the entire time and was being guided to this part of my body. Now, she didn't know what was going on, but she just trusted her intuition. And I know in my heart that that was connected, which is why I find it so early. So trusting your intuition, honey, is pretty priceless to me. Thank you. So is there anything else you want to add? But for now, otherwise, I'm going to love you and leave you. And thank you so much for being a part of the circle. It gives me so much joy to do this work for myself and to facilitate it for you. Oh, it's exactly. Oh, yeah. Well, totally. You are. Yeah, it is. You know, it is so. We sort of think that accepting people is something that everyone can do easily. No, it's not. But it is priceless to other people that you can accept people so easily, and that is such a gift. So yeah, and that's your soul's knowledge that is enabling you to do that. So that's really cool. Okay, guys, I'm going to go. Yeah, intuition, honey. It's strong. So much love to you, everybody. Lots of it for now. Bye. The Circle of Light. The Circle of Light is you and me. It's where we can feel safe to be. The shame, the shadows can fall away. We question our thoughts. We change the way. When we change the way we see the world, we change the way we are.